Namaste, viewers. I'm Vibhuti Jha. This is Sanatan World. Welcome to the show. And just as always, please like, subscribe, and support our channel. I will keep repeating why I believe that Sanatan is the name of the game in the future. We will come back to that in a few minutes. But today's show, I'm dedicating for the first ever time to an election in California, particularly. California District 14, I'm told, which is primarily between Rakhi Israni and Miss Wahab, who in California, who is an Afghani. Now, it's very important for people of Indian registered voters or unregistered voters to remember that in your constituency, you must exercise your franchise. You must step out and participate in the election process of your constituency. It's very important. I remember it. It's a personal thing. I'll tell you something very important. Those of you who follow me, you know that I contested on Republican ticket in a completely blue district in Port Washington, in District 16 of New York, which is Port Washington, Great Neck, Manhasset, which is essentially blue, totally. No Republican had ever won there. You know what? What was fascinating? That I lost by just about 800 votes or so, or whatever. I polled. This number is very important. It was not that 2,000 or 3,000 people voted. I polled more than 24,000 votes. And my opponent, who was an incumbent Democratic Party nominee, she got 25,000 plus votes. Guess what? The votes that didn't come to me were Indians living in District 16 who did not go and exercise their votes and franchise. Just imagine, so many communities voted for me, but the Indians did not. Otherwise, you would have had a representative in New York State Assembly, perhaps. I'm repeating that same story here, that in California, yeah, you have Ro Khanna and others who are already in the fray, but what is important about Rakhi Israni, who I have met in DC during Trump's inaugural, that she is a very committed individual. Forget about the politics of it. She is also a Democrat. I'm a Republican. She's a Democrat, and Democrats are pretty wedded into the party philosophy. What is important about this one, her primary election, is that Miss Wahab, who is an Afghani, the very first time she won the election, she introduced the so infamous caste bill SB 403 in California, among a couple of other people. This bill received overwhelming support in the Assembly and the State Senate. Fortunately, it was vetoed by Governor Newsom for exactly the reasons that it need not be a law in the state. Very important to note. Governor Newsom vetoed that bill. It is important to know that there was a very prominent Californian who came on my show on Jaipur Dialogue, who said what she was astonished was, and she's on record on my show, she said she was astonished by the fact that more than 80% of the Silicon Valley Indian voters, millionaires, successful Indians, did not know. She said three things. One was that majority of the people did not even know what the caste bill was all about, SB 403. They did not even know. They did not know Iyer's case. Remember that part. It's a very convoluted issue. The important part was that they did not know. The second category of people were who said, nothing will happen to us. This is not meant for us. Caste is real in India. Nothing will happen to us. So what? And the third category was, when it will happen, we'll see what happens. This apathetic attitude of the Indians almost succeeded in making a bill a law, which you have no idea how it would have hurt the Indian Hindu community, targeted towards Hindu community. Remember, a bill is a bill. Discrimination is a wrong thing. No discrimination can happen on base of your race, color, gender, or whatever. That the US Constitution itself states. So when you add caste on that basis, who is affected by that? It's only Hindus. You and I have to prove to use the word, the proverbial virginity, that I'm not a caste guy. Remember that. This is important about that. It will affect your children, grandchildren, and you do not know your status would be, you will convert to other faiths. Now, what is important about Wahab in this election? Wahab is publicly saying that she will introduce caste legislation in US Congress as a national policy. Think again. Those of you who are inattentive to these matters, to these legal manipulation, remember that US is a country of laws. Laws are made by men and women, of course, and they can be managed. There is a massive play here. Those of you who are unawares of the caste thing, who think, oh, India mein to caste tha, India mein to caste hai, you forget something very important. While the British, they had their blacksmith, goldsmith, ironsmith, and other smith, whatever smith, they slowly and methodically dropped all the occupational driven function of a smith, but made smith a common name. So a smith is a smith. Doesn't matter whether you play with gold, black, iron, or whatever. But in India, if you remember, it is Varna system that prevailed. We were having a Varna system which is all about body politic. It's all about body politic. The Portuguese word casta was imposed on India, and the British used caste as the division tool of division to divide the society. We were very compliant Hindus, and we just gave in to the British domination. I also want to urge you, you are in California. I have lived in California for 3 years. When I came here, I had my office in Beverly Hills on Rodeo Drive, and what do you call Wilshire Boulevard in downtown. Point of the matter is very simple. Golden State leads the country in legal framework creation of standards. I'm aware of how the school curriculum was designed. Actually, a friend of mine, he has written a book. He and his colleague have written a book on how the British colonial system hurt the Indian American children in America. The important part here is that that book details how children, Indian Hindu children in 6th and 7th grade, are manipulated and discriminated against because of James Mill's education policy. I can show you, but this is not the program for that part. But what I want to tell you is that if you are not aware of the caste thing, get to know it. Just, don't become an ostrich. It's your dharma. If you don't follow anything as a Hindu, you follow dharma. As a Hindu, you are a Sanatan. Debate, dialogue, discussion is part of our repertoire, is our part of our way of life. We are not driven by a mandate, stricture, book that destroy all people who are pagans. They get branded like that. So what am I urging today? I'm urging today that today Rakhi Israni's only disqualification is that she is a Hindu. She had some association with Vishwa Hindu Parishad of America because she worked in some capacity or the other, because she runs because she's part of an NGO that does education for children, Hindu children, imbibing them the culture and values. Details I do not know. But I do know one thing. Discriminating against Rakhi Israni because she is a Hindu is a shameful thing. It's for every single Indian American, Hindus specifically, to go and vote for her against a candidate called Wahab, who is avowed to attack Hindus with elements that is called a vulnerability. The question here is, if the Hindus were to ask, if I were to ask Ms. Wahab, will you abandon the principle of kafir from your language or your religion? I will be branded as phobia. But she can accuse us of anything. Recently, there is a hired thug. I call him a hired thug. Peter Frederick. He attacked Rakhi Israni as if Rakhi is some kind of an evil. Now, if this doesn't incite you, if this doesn't anger you, that we cannot afford to be a herd of buffaloes, that a person like Peter or a Wahab can come and whip us around and we tolerate it. We have a dharma to defend, protect, and defend ourselves. It begins with self, begins next is family, third is samudaya, fourth is samaj, then there is country, and then there is faith. Everything has to be protected and defended, whether you like it or not. So I'm urging all Hindus. You are successful in California, you are technology guys, you have done very well in life, but think about it like this, that you are the target. Anybody remembers the Iyer incident? How he was attacked? How that case was thrown out of the court system in California? What happened to him? Did he get any reprieve? This is important for you and I to know. With these words, I want to end this conversation. I want to urge every single Indian, every single Hindu, go and vote. Don't become an unaffiliated, unattached, apathetic person, not aware of what's happening to you. It's very important for Indians to get engaged in your community activities, in your local politics, because that's where the soup is cooked. Thank you very much for watching this show today. And as I always say, please like, subscribe, and and share the channel, the thought process. If you disagree with me, please say so. Don't hesitate. I'm open for dialogue, discussion, and debate. Thank you. And as I always say, Satyameva Jayate, for truth to triumph, you have to stand up and fight for it. Thank you. Namaste.